This is Louis Vuitton Neverfull in Monogram Empreinte Leather. This is one of the most common Louis Vuitton bags we see on the street. At first glance, the leather is not bad. Standardized finish for sure. Embossed pebble, cowhide, it says in the description. It has a nice touch and feel to it. It's a matte finish. Pretty good leather. Accessories looks great as usual. Inside is a microfiber suede fabric, and the bag says it was made in France. Construction, craftsmanship looks okay for the most part. Pretty good, except two locations I found. They forgot to clean the loose threads. It's kind of off-putting for a brand at this level, but QC issues happen at every level of brand so far in my experience. I tend to pick the made in France ones as, in my experience so far, they tend to be the best made ones from LV. Let's dive deeper and take a closer look. I see two different types of edge paint here. The one on the handles and all around the bag is super light layer. It's not that thick or silicone based, seems like. And I kind of understand why they might be doing this. On the inside pouch, they used more of a typical silicone based, like soft and thick edge paint. Let's test that one first. It's not easy to rip. Let's see the knife and see. It's pretty nicely bonded and it's not peeling off as a strip. Probably might use one more layer, but overall this is not bad at all on this one. The handles, it's much thinner though. We don't see that rounded silicone feel touch to it, but I understand what they might be doing here. That handle is going to move a lot since it's soft and it's going to be handled, and it's going to be subject to the elements as well from the usage by touch. They don't want it to be chipped because the silicone based ones eventually chip off and that will not look good on the handles. So they went with a stain approach on the ends without making a plastic layer. Probably this is going to last a lot longer. I kind of understand why they went very thin stain instead of a silicone based edge paint here. So let's try to strip this off from the edge. Since it's thin layer, it might start chipping off slowly. Yeah, with my nail I was able to distress it. Not too difficult, but again I think their goal is to make a thin layer here to prevent cracking. I don't know how this will look in the long run. Another important point is how much this will stay on there. Let's try to see by rubbing it on a white surface, see if any black paint comes off. It doesn't, so this is good. It doesn't rub off as a paint, so it's actually nicely and thoughtfully done to prevent that cracking problem, which is a common issue in the silicone based edge paints on the handles. I'm going pretty hard with my nails. Okay, no scratch. I wasn't able to scratch even though I go really hard with my nails. Let's try the keys. Okay, I'm able to make some damage with keys, kind of peeling off the plastic layer off the finish, which is still pretty durable. It's not a huge defect, but you can see some marks over here. Let's try the more sharp blade back. Okay, I need to really press to make some damage on the finish. It's pretty protective, so it's really hard to make some scratches and damages on the leather. Even though I tried really hard with my fingernails, I wasn't able to make visible scratches or made damage on the finish. The keys though made slight damage when I pressed really hard. When I use really sharp object like the back of my blade, I was able to scrape off the finish, make serious damage, but that's really tough. So I hope you don't do those kind of things to your bag to end up like this. I'm gonna apply some acetone to remove the finish and see underneath. So it's not absorbing, which tells me there's a nice thick layer of finish on top. From this almost 1 square inch, we got a good amount of. I removed the finish from this leather. There is a thick layer of plastic acrylic finish came about. Underneath, I feel like it's a full grain leather. It might have a slight buff on it. It's a cowhide. It's pretty good. So even though this is not my ideal leather, I don't love heavily finished leathers, as you already know, but these finishes come with benefit. That's why fashion brands use them. As you can see, we applied a bunch of common contaminants. We applied ketchup, we applied wine, lipstick, nail polish, and a Sharpie on it. So ketchup left a super slight coloring on it, nothing too disturbing. It's really hard to tell. We wiped it off pretty quickly. Because of the finish, it closes the grain and it doesn't penetrate inside, leaving much marks. Wine didn't go in at all. It was all on the surface. We wiped it off. There's no coloring change. Lipstick was a little bit tough to remove because of the pebbling. Also, there is valleys that lipsticks goes in and it's hard to remove. We applied a bunch of different cleaners, but eventually alcohol, the rubbing alcohol, did the best result. It may also defect your finish a little bit, so be cautious on applying alcohol on your leather finishes. In some leathers, it might ruin it overall. On the nail polish, again, alcohol gave the same best result, but I wasn't able to remove it completely, especially in the valleys. We still see it. And Sharpie nor the ink doesn't come off that well. Only the tips was able to remove a little bit, but in the valleys, we still see the contamination. It seems like 12 square foot of this pebbled grain cowhide is going to be enough to make a bag of this sort. My estimate for leather is going to be $100. And accessories and assembly, I give it about $160 to put this bag together. In total, it shouldn't be more than $260 to make a bag similar to this one. I paid little over $2,700 for this bag. Given my estimate of $260 to make in leather and labor cost, there is quite a bit of premium in that price. Of course, it's LV, one of the super brands in leather space. You're paying for the prestige and status comes with the logo. And it's not much about the leather. Leather is pretty good. Construction is solid, and all the materials they use is pretty good as well. But again, a similar bag with the same quality, same leather from a brand that doesn't sell you status can be found somewhere between $700, $600 even in the market today, I believe. But if you're looking for the prestige, probably it's worth it.